Greetings everybody for a screencast on the M&M project part 2. I know I'd had you create a spreadsheet yesterday and a company chart. This is a little different today. All right, I'm going to give you this skeleton of a spreadsheet that you're looking at, and we're going to investigate this claim about M&M candies that each of these colors is in each bag in these percentages, these ratios. So if you open up a typical bag of M&Ms, the company claims that you should have more blue than anything. And then next most popular color in any bag is orange at 20%. And then green, yellow, brown, tied at 14, and then red at 13. So what I did is I've taken the numbers that students had in the same size bags throughout the day, and I kept track, took pictures of them. And so you're going to enter these into a spreadsheet, into this spreadsheet, in fact, as shown, and then you're going to calculate the average, and then we're going to create some charts so that we can see if the company's claim about this is true for our sample size bags. All right, so I am going to fill in what I need to fill in, and through the magic of editing this screencast, you'll see it completely filled in. Here we are. These are the 5 bags that I had you kids bring and throughout the day. And so what I want you to do is to just press pause now, and I want you to keep this screen on in the screencast, and then go quickly fill in these numbers into your spreadsheet, okay? All right, now that you're back and you filled in these numbers, go ahead and calculate the average, all right? And so, of course, we know how to do the average. We can take this and average up the 5 bags so that we get a good solid average. We're going to use this column, and we are going to make a pie chart, first of all, to see if, the company's claim over here is supported by our sample size. All right, so anyhow, let's get on with things. All right, first of all, we're going to format this. All right, we're going to take this first cell, A1, and we're going to select A1, B1, C1, D1. Notice we're not filling, we're selecting, because we want to merge. This is merge, and then we want to center, right? This is like centering a title over like a Google Doc or something like that. And then I want you to fill it in with a color that you would like. All right, I'm going to go with something like that. And then the top row, I would like you to bold these headings. And then these 4 headings should be right aligned, right? Or centered. That's acceptable because they're over numbers like that. That looks good. And then each of the corresponding rows should be filled with the corresponding color, right? So I've got blue, I've got brown, I've got red, and we've got orange right here, and then we've got yellow right about here, and then we've got green right about here. I'm going to change to maybe a lighter blue so that color shows up a little bit better in there. That black writing. I can change the writing to white too. All right, your colors don't have to be precisely like mine, but all right, there we go. There are your numbers. Now, I want you to make a pie chart featuring the colors and the average to see if our percentages match up. So this is chart number 1, all right? And so what you're going to want to do is highlight what I just did: blue, brown, red, orange, yellow, and green. Now the tricky part is to only highlight these numbers over here into the average column, because those are the numbers that make up the pie pieces, right? I want to average up and then put those into my pie chart. So there's a secret. You can highlight these numbers without highlighting all in between if you hold down the command key. So that's what I'm doing that you can't see. I held command before I clicked and dragged my mouse. So if you can tell, blue, brown, these cells are selected, and only these cells next to underneath the average are selected. So these are the ones that are going to make up my pie chart. So let's go for it. Let's make a pie chart and we went through this yesterday. Really, you can customize your pie chart to your liking. I do like a 3D chart. That's just me, and I like a gray background. But we do need, the percentages. I'd like to see the percentage. I can see them on the leaders of the legend, and that's fine. But I'm going to jazz this up a little bit. I like the deal there. I like the percentage on the pie piece. And then I do want a title here, not just average. Let's see, M and M distribution. All right, sample size bags. All right, and that looks good. There's our title. All right, I'm going to make this a hair bigger, and I would like to maybe change the font size of the items in the percentages and in the leader. So back up here, we had the auto on. I think I'm going to make that like maybe 16 or 20. I can see those clearly. And then down here, I think we're good. But for the series, we want to change our colors. Blue is good. Blue is blue. Brown, that does not look brown. That looks brown. And then red has to look red. And then orange has to look orange. And so on and so forth. So let's make sure we have our colors in check. Green goes green. And then the legend, I'm going to make these a little bit bigger. This is your call too. You can customize your chart if you want. But I think I'm going to take my legend and just leave the percentages out of it. I'll just put the legend on the bottom. And maybe make those legend fonts just a little bit bigger so you can see them clearly. All right, so yeah, I like that. All right, so check your chart. Do you have a title? Is it clearly labeled somewhere, the percentages? Okay, and then did the distribution match what the company told us? All right, according to the company, right, we should have more blue than anything. And in this case, our sample size didn't support it. Right, the sample size we had supports green as the most popular color. Okay, and this says differently. So how about the least popular color? It said red at 13%. Okay, yellow and brown were supposed to be fairly even. That one turned out spot on. So some of the claims are supported and some are not. All right, so that's chart number one. Okay, a cool pie chart. In addition to that, I would like to put together another chart called a column chart so that we could see if any one individual bag supported this concept where blue is the most popular. All right, and so what we want to do is make a column chart to see if our numbers for each bag support this concept of blue being most popular and so on. So I'm going to run a highlight from the word color all the way down through the number 10 and create a chart and see what we get, right? This is a column chart, and if we make this a little bit bigger, we can kind of examine this a little bit more closely. I can see I need a title, I need some X and Y axis labels here, but I'm seeing this and I'm thinking this is cool because you can see which colors are more prevalent in each bag, and then if each bag is similar, like if all these charts look similar, then the company's claim to have them the most blue and so forth would be right on. So let's kind of follow through with this. I go here. All right, that did it. Okay, so what I did was I just switched rows calls, and then we ended up having the bags down here. Isn't that cool? So bag one, you can see that blue wasn't the most prevalent, okay, but bag two it was. So if we had all blues rising above all the others in all these little charts here, then it would support the company's claim. So now we just got to clean this up, right? We want to add, make sure the colors are right for each bar, add an X-axis label, a Y-axis label, and call this thing done. All right, so if we go to customize, we can do all that. Chart style, right now, I might switch to a little 3D because you know me, I like my 3D. Just for fun, compare mode, that wasn't available before. I don't see any difference, so it was just a funzie. All right, chart title. All right, this should be called various bags of M and M, something to that effect, because we've tested 5 different bags, okay? The font size and stuff looks decent. If you want to tweak yours, you can. For the series, I'm going to put some data labels over the top so we can see the actual numbers of the M&Ms on the bars. That's a nice touch to it. Trend line, that's kind of new. Don't want to see that. That's more for like a line chart. All right, legend. The legend looks good. That's this guy up in the corner, but the colors are all jazzed up. Oh, here we go. All right, after the chart title, we can do the horizontal x-axis title. That changed a little bit, sorry you guys. But the horizontal axis should say bags, and then the vertical axis, right, that has the number of M&Ms. So number of M&Ms. Okay, so you can see that over there on the vertical axis. All right, so we want to color the pieces now. All right, so if we look in the series dropdown, green, here's your colors. Green should be set to be green. Okay, and then yellow should be set to be yellow. And we just continue this. Orange should be set to be orange. And follow through with this all the way. Red goes to red, brown goes to brown, and blue goes, I like it a little bit different blue. So now it's nice and clear on this which colors are more prevalent. You can kind of compare bags. Is there a trend here that kind of matches? So we're kind of all over the map, and then the average supports kind of what we had said before. All right, that's a cool looking chart. So make sure that yours looks similar to this, and turn it in. All right, adios. Have a great weekend.